Welcome to Secret of Public Speaking. I'm Shirley. Our focus today is on concluding our speech.
My name is Queen. Some in your audience may not still remember all the points you have made.
Conclusion offers you an opportunity to remind your audience the major points in a nutshell.
There are at least 2 things you should do while concluding your speech.
1. Let the audience know you're ending your speech. If someone in the audience is getting tired listening to your speech, once you indicated that your speech is about to end, such one will exercise more patience. The same thing applies to the moderator, who will likely restrain himself from interrupting you or even let you have few more seconds if you indicate you are ending your speech. 2. Reinforce the audience understanding or commitment to the central idea of your speech. Every speech has an aim to accomplish. It could be to introduce a new idea to your audience, to move them to change their mindset, to make them support a course, etc. Whatever your speech aims to achieve, your conclusion is an opportunity to reinforce that aim on your audience. Let us consider how we can achieve these 2 aims when concluding our speech. 1. Summarize your speech. Use your last 2 or 3 sentences to summarize the major points in your speech. It will seem impossible to use only 2 sentences to summarize all you have said for about 10 minutes or more. But it is possible. Consider this example. A student delivered a 10-minute speech on why many students fail mathematics. She concluded by saying,
"Lastly, before I leave, I'm confident that most students will pass mathematics with flying colors if they start learning it early, have good teachers, reject the notion, maths is difficult."
From this conclusion, you will notice that the speaker informed the audience that she was about to leave by saying, "Lastly, before I leave." Secondly, she mentioned her 3 top points in that summary. She mentioned starting early to study mathematics, having qualified and dedicated teachers, and rejecting the notion that mathematics is too difficult. In case any in the audience missed the points or had forgotten, this approach will refresh the audience memory. 2. End with a quotation. Like in the introduction, using quotation in your conclusion can make your speech memorable in the minds of your audience. Your quotation should be short, easy to memorize, or if possible well known by your audience. In his speech on democracy, a superior form of government, a speaker concluded by saying,
"Permit me to end this timely speech with the words of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the USAA, who once said, 'Democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people.'"
3. Make a dramatic statement. Any statement that is a bit unusual will always be remembered. For example, a speaker concluded her speech on the problem of developing countries by saying,
Finally, I want to emphasize that developing countries have 3 problems. Number 1 is corruption, number 2 is corruption, and number 3 is corruption.
4. Refer to the introduction. You can refresh the memory of your audience by taking them back to your introduction as you conclude your speech. If you had started with a story, you might tell the audience how the story ended and relate it to your speech. If you raised questions in your introduction, ask them again and answer them concisely. By doing that, you are tying all the loose ends, if there are any, between your introduction and your conclusion. When you take your audience back to a story or question you raised in the introduction, you're helping them remember most of the things you said between the introduction and your conclusion.
Our next video will give attention to how to deliver our speech. Thanks for watching. Bye.